Hola, hola. ¿Tu negocio?
Yes.
Sí, café. Bueno negocio. Sí, ¿cuántos años negocio?
15.
¿15 años?
Todo el mercado.
Sí, sí,
Comercio.
sí. Pan. Café.
Leche, pan.
Son muchas personas café. Todos los días, sí, sí, sí. Todos los días. Sí. Okay. Gracias. So what's going on YouTube? I am in St. Charles, Missouri, which is right outside of St. Louis, Missouri, on my way to Lexington, Kentucky. For those of you guys who haven't seen it, very beautiful place, University of Kentucky, Wildcats, universities in the area. Just going to do a little business down there, but in a hotel room, and I was listening to a financial radio station on the way here, and it brought me to a good idea. Let me ask you guys a question. What do people really mean? And I want you to think long and hard about this one. When they say live life a little. And what they're referring to is, like, don't be such a cheapskate. Just live life. Just live life a little. Live it up. You know, stop being so disciplined and and tight. You know, you only have one life, right? Now let's just take that statement right there and evaluate it for a second. Now, let me tell you something. Let me prove to you right now that that's a short-term idea. Because first of all, I don't want to live life a little. I want to live life a lot. I want to take the fullness of life. But let's talk about live life a little, because to me it's a short-term idea. I'll show you why. All right, two people. Let's say there's a person that takes a trip and pays for it at the beginning, and then they go enjoy the trip. So pay for the trip up front, and then they go and enjoy the vacation. Then you have a person that puts the trip on their credit card, goes enjoys the trip, and then comes back and have to pay for it. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the person in the first category that's paid for the trip and gets the reward in the end is in a better situation versus the person that doesn't pay and then comes back and pays for it, and then the car breaks down, and then the hot water heat goes breaks down in the house, and then he's constantly paying on all three things and the trip that he enjoyed a while back. See, a lot of people say this statement, go ahead and live a little. Go ahead and buy a car right now. Buy a new car. Don't buy a used car. Go ahead and buy clothes right now. Go ahead and buy that TV, that LED television that you really can't afford right now and put it on payments. Live a little. All those people all the time that make that statement, live a little, actually end up getting burned in the end. I mean, because here's the thing. They think that you can have joy by buying materialistic things. Now, I don't want to put myself off in this, whatever, because I used to think the same thing. When I used to drive a Mustang and I used to pay $450 a month, it was painful. But then when you were driving, people would look and say, wow, this dude has a Mustang. Oh, it's nice looking. But still, every month you have to pay that $450 and $450 and $450. Now, I have a vehicle that's paid for. So every month, I don't have to get an invoice from the mail saying, hey, basically you owe us $450 for that car you're driving around. Don't have to do it anymore. But a lot of people say that buying materialistic things is joy. When you go out and you say, if you tell somebody, look, man, I don't buy clothes. I haven't bought clothes in 6 months. Go ahead and live a little. Go ahead and buy clothes. Put them on credit. I haven't went on a trip in such a long time because I want to pay cash. Go ahead and live a little. Put it on credit. I mean, we hear this statement over and over and over again. But here's what I want you to do. If one was to track those people that say go ahead and live a little, right? Those people right there, like I said, always in the end, usually end up broke. When they get older, they say things like this: I wish I could have done things different when I was younger. If only I could go back and change some things back in the days, I would have been a little more disciplined. Now, I'm older. I don't have time. Nobody will hire me. I'm 50-something years old. Who's going to hire a 50-year-old engineer? When there's a 30-year-old one that they can hire fresh out of college, and pay a lot less money. Think about what you're saying. See, I think you're living a more fulfilled life by taking your time and paying cash. And because a lot of people say, oh, I can afford it, right? But what they're really saying is that I can afford to make the payments. That's a backward ways of thinking. That's a poor way of thinking. If you think like, oh, I can afford the payments every month. No. If you can't pay cash for it, you can't afford it. That's what can't afford it means. So I want to hear your questions and comments. Are you one of those people out there that say you only live life once and go ahead and spend all your money and end up broke later? You don't know if you're going to die. See, here's another thing. You don't know if you're going to die tomorrow. You're right. I don't know. But I would rather die having something than die being broke. Because the thing about it is that broke is not a safe plan. If a medical emergency happens or things of that nature happen, you're screwed. So let me hear your questions, your comments. If you like topics that we talk about, please subscribe to the channel. So until next time, signing off.